Zach Elsik, Mono Red Sneak Attack is on your left, along with Andrew Sullano, who I've played against before in multiple Grand Prix. Pretty good player there, playing Burn in Modern. And then Dylan Kirkpatrick playing Mardu vehicles in Standard. Alex Harris, your Grixis Delver player, Jason Bryant, and Brent Del Pino. Team we just watched last round, we're going to watch them again as these players do play for day number 2 of competition. Legacy, legacy, legacy.
And this is all the lock pieces. Chalice of the Void, Blood Moon.
Yeah. Blood Sun.
Blood Sun.
All of it. All of it, baby. We're not trying to play fair here. For Harris, looks like he took a mulligan. I see multiple copies of Days of Volcanic Island in hand and on the battlefield, excuse me. Lotus Petal. See if that resolves. Alex says, okay. Here's the City of Traders. And a Blood Sun. New card from Rivals.
So, looks like Harris not going to fight over this.
All right.
I mean, this could end up being very good for Harris if he ends up drawing an Underground Sea and can play naturally. But if he's on fetch lands, it's really bad.
So what's interesting about the Blood Sun, and correct me if I'm wrong here, so the City of Traders just...
Oh, it's busted.
So that tax is just gone
Yeah,
now.
oh, it's busted.
Okay.
This
Great.
interaction is busted.
Great. That's just there now. That's
Oh, yeah. Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yep, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here's a here's a Blood Moon. He's going to daze that. All right, Blood Moon down. There's a Elemental token for Alex. Alex will draw. And now here's a Ponder. Another Elemental token. Gonna take a look at the top couple of cards. You see at least one fetch land in
Just
there.
got to shuffle that.
Yep, can't draw fetch lands anymore. They have no text.
Turn 1 Blood Sun in Legacy is...
Probably really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Blood Moons 5 through 8, sort of.
Yep.
Not always, but pretty close.
Yeah, not in every matchup, but it's more of that.
Lightning Bolt to draw. Here's Volcanic Island. In for 3. Elsik gonna fall down to 17. All right, draw a card. Elsik does have Seething Song in hand. Through the Breach.
More than enough mana to play through a day. So just the question here is, does he have a payoff? He has Through the Breach. Does he have anything big to pair with it?
Oh, well, okay. Here's Seething Song. Is it a real Seething Song or a fake Seething Song? 7? What, 7? Through the Breach, 2 floating.
Hell yeah.
This is awesome. I'm curious if this is a fake Through the Breach or not. Like, I don't think it is, but I kind of want it to be.
It would be weird.
I kind of want it to be. Here's a Daze. I'll pay. He has mana floating to pay. Yeah. You get another Elemental, so that's neat. What's this? Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Here's Gristlebrand. All right, pay 7. He has 1 red floating, I think.
Yes.
Okay. We're getting a storm counter or something? Oh, there we go. We're just waiting for the red one.
Yep.
All right, so 1 red floating. Pay 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I would not go to 3. Professional advice.
I think Elsik's on it.
Yeah. Can we do more? Kind of want to do more.
So he's got Simian Spirit Guide and Lotus Palace in the deck, so he can start up again.
Yeah. And he has other Seething Songs in his deck, too, and in his hand.
So mana is not a question here. It's just, is there another thing to do?
All right, no mana floating. Beatdowns. So back up to 17. All right, so he's going to pay more. So
Maybe on the hunt for Inferno Titan?
Maybe. I guess. I don't know, man.
Inferno Titan would be really good here.
Titan would be really good, yeah. Gonna go down to 10. Lotus Petal. Simian Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide. Blood Moon. Okay. Yep, so he had to use that to cast it. What else we got in that case?
I mean, is he just dead to 2 bolts here?
He is dead to 2 bolts. I don't want to see all this happen and then just die.
I don't mind. It's everyone got to do their thing.
That's true. That's true. I don't mind. It's great. No big deal to me. I bolt you. Down to 7.
And then there's, yeah.
We're just done. Are we just done?
No, yeah, he goes to 7, and then, yeah, he can't survive the bolt.
It's time to discard. He's doing all the cool things. There's a lot of Ancient Tombs in his hand that are going to the graveyard now. Okay, bye-bye. I'm going to boo Alex Harris in a minute. You're at 1. Boo. Boo. All the fun has been taken out of the game.
That's
Boo.
not true.
Boo.
That's not true.
Boo.
That was plenty fine. What was wrong with that? You didn't like the person who won. That's fine.
I want to see Zach do more cool stuff. He was doing cool stuff. I want to see more cool stuff. I guess we can see more cool stuff in a minute.
You don't want to rush it.
Oh, okay. We're building to it.
We're building to it.
He does have a
now his all ritual Blood Moon deck has to be on the play.
That's true.
So, you know.
He does have a boil in his sideboard, too.
Sweet.
We might get to see that a little bit later. But you're going to have to wait in order to see that, because first we have to hear from our sponsors. We are back. Looking for more fireworks here from Mono Red Sneak Attack and Grixis Delver. It's Zach Elsik and Alex Harris. We're going to start with Zach's sideboard. Oh, look, more fair and fun Magic cards. 3 Chinosphere, 2 Fiery Confluence, 2 Fairy Macabre, 2 Kozilek's Return, 2 Magus of the Moon, and a Braid of Boil, a Chandra Torch of Defiance, and a Sorcerer's Spyglass. Now, Patrick, I know you know this matchup inside out.
Love me the Trinospheres and the Kozilek's Returns. Those are the stars here. I don't know if you want Boil when so many of your other cards shut down every land in their deck, but, you know, more can't hurt.
On the other side of things, we're here for Alex Harris, who's got 2 Diabolic Edict, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Surgical Extraction, and a whole bunch of 1-ofs, so stay with me. A Braid Ancient Grudge, Flusterstorm, Forked Bolt, Graph Trigger's Cage is a Staticaster, Kolaghan's Command, Pithy Needle, and just Cabal. I'm going to guess that's a Cabal Therapy.
It's a Cabal Therapy.
I'm going to guess it's a Cabal Therapy.
Like the Cabal Therapy and the 2 copies of Diabolic Edict. Cover you against the big stuff.
I want the Needle.
Needle's good, yeah.
I want the Needle.
Yeah,
I mean,
Needle.
he didn't see Sneak Attack, but
You could guess.
you could guess. It's probably Sneak Attack. I don't know much about this mono red Sneak Attack deck. All I know is I like it. That's all I know.
Blood Sun with the 2-mana lands gets me
Right?
going.
Right?
Oh, man.
Get to keep the City of Traders. He's only got 3 Blood Suns in
Does
his deck.
Ancient Tomb not deal 2 to you? Do you just tap for 2 and it doesn't deal damage?
I don't know.
Because it's all part of the same ability, so it's a little confusing.
It is a little confusing.
Whereas City of Traders has 2 separate lines of text.
Yeah, it's true. We have to get a judging on this, or our fine folks on Twitter. One of the two.
Yeah, City of Traders is much more clear because it's a line break. It's 2 separate powers. I would buy either interpretation.
Same.
So I would like to just get the official whatever. We'll find out in a moment.
We will. Come on, Zach. Dial me up something nice. He's even on the play.
Oh, and there is all sorts of openings he can have. Turn 1 Blood Sun can shut down just a lot of that.
That's game. That's game.
And that's game.
That's game. That works too. That works too.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Chalice of the Void.
This is just.
You better have a force. All right, fine. You passed that test. See what comes next.
Yeah. Ooh, fire back.
What was that? Surgical? What was? Wasteland.
Yeah. Punch back.
Yeah. What do you think about that, jerk?
Yes.
This is your kind of magic. This is your dream
this
magic.
This is the first person that prevents the other person from making a game action will be the winner.
How about that?
All right, we're done.
Yeah. How about
That's
this,
why I don't want to rush it.
Yeah,
Because we're just going to go game 3.
All right, Ancient Tomb will still deal 2 damage.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I buy it.
We got a mountain. Can I get something of the blood variety? Boo. Boo you, Zach. Sacrifice Flooded Strand. Down to 18. That's a volcanic island. What's our follow-up? Do we have one? Underground Sea, Young Pyromancer. Can't chalice that.
And helps a little bit to convert the 1-mana spells into something at least.
City of Traders, the draw. Also a Simian Spirit Guide in hand. There's a mountain. Sneak attack. All right. Now it's on Elsik to draw a big doofus because he doesn't have one in hand yet. We're going to go over to Alex Harris, who just draw Force of Will. A little late.
Yep, and can't interact with sneak attack that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what we might see next turn?
What's that?
Sneak attack in the Simian Spirit Guide to block.
Ambush. Yeah. Ambush Young Pyromancer.
This is the best thing that I could find to do with sneak attack. I searched the card file, top and down.
All I could figure out was this.
Listen, if you can think of something better, tell me. But this is
This is the best that I could
this is
find.
best. And you have the chalice on one that covers against a bolt.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah,
Here's
What?
City of Traders.
a lot to like. A lot to like.
That's a fiery confluence.
This is one of those commander cards,
Oh,
right?
yes, it is. So we're going to bring it up. It's got modes. I have it in Cube a lot.
Yeah, this is one of the choose 3.
Yeah. I believe it's you deal 2. You can choose 3 modes. One of them is deal 2 damage to a player. I believe it's deal 1 damage to a creature. And then the third one I don't ever use. I think it might be destroy an artifact.
If it's a red multi-option card, it almost certainly is. Each player discards their hand and draws a new hand equal to their hand's previous hand size.
It's 1 damage
Okay.
to each creature. Okay. 2 damage to each opponent, and then destroy target artifact. I was very close. It got countered by Force Will. None of this matters. Make a creature. All right, pass. We want Emrakul. Inferno Titan, how many of those are in here?
3, I believe.
3, yeah. Wastelandio. Got him. In for 3, down to 9. All right, pass the turn back. World Spine Worm. That was a mountain. I'm just going to start naming the biggest creatures I can think of.
Shivan Dragon.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Oh, boy. 1, 1, and 1.
Yeah, that plays here.
Your things are dead. Burn him alive. Burn him alive, man. There's a mountain. More fire breathing. Target you with the Inferno Titan trigger. And pump twice. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 11. Inferno Titan was a messed up card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It plays very well with haste.
Yeah. Alex is down to 5. Now it's realistic that Simian Spirit Guide might finish her off here. That's countered.
Very aggressive. I like this.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a student of people's body language when trying to resolve spells through Chalice of the Void.
Casting it very aggressively.
Yeah, the goal here is that you got to build up a stack.
Yes.
The problem is that Alex needed to respond to Zach pointing to the Chalice with a brainstorm.
With another spell.
Right, you need to build up a stack.
Mm-hmm. In with the monkey. Down to 3. There's a mountain. Draw. Tropical Island's not going to do it.
Yeah. All right, open on the brainstorm. In his upkeep.
In. Do not use the Inferno Titan. In with the monkey. Boo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 red. 2 red. There we go. Inferno Titan U. All right, Zach Elsik.
Great.
Going to tie things up here against Alex Harris.
A lot to like.
That's right. Mono Red Sneak Attack. Grixis Delver going to get ready here for game number 3.
I'll say this, so there are parts of the Mono Red Sneak Attack experience that are maybe not great. All the Chalices and Trinispheres and Blood Moons and so forth. But there is something very nice to a Legacy deck that is not constantly manipulating its own draw step. Like, Zach does whatever he does, and then he needs to draw a good card. And he has a lot of bad cards in his deck.
I love it.
That is very different than the ponder and brainstorm and shuffle and manipulate constantly experience.
All right, folks, quick break. Quick break. Sponsors, we want to hear from you. Give it to us.
Go.
Welcome back to the Mono Red Sneak Attack Show, trying to combat the boogeyman of the format, Grixis Delver, and Zach Elsik and Alex Harris. While those players shuffle up here, let's update our scoreboard, shall we? Andrew Sullano playing Burn in Modern against Jason Bryant playing Grixis Death Shadow. It's 1-1 there. And then for Dylan Kirkpatrick and Brent Del Pino with a win thus far. Up a game here over Marty Vehicles with his Mono Red aggro deck. We saw Del Pino last round. Not a great draw for him with mono red. Looks like things are going a little bit better as I think he just resolved a copy of Hazaret and is coming in the red zone. That's never a bad thing. And yeah, it looks like Dylan Kirkpatrick might just be conceding the match. We'll find out here in just a moment. Things look to be going very well here for Del Pino. So we'll find out what the score is on that one. Well, I'm ready to see a little more sneak attack. How about you?
I can't wait.
Yeah. Give me that sneak attack.
I like any legacy deck that does not shuffle its deck has got at least one person in their fan club.
Yeah. Just honest Abe over there. Just what are my top 13
I'm just
cards?
I'm just going to draw a card off the top of my deck, you know, like the game engine.
Here's an interesting hand. 2 Chalices, a Blood Moon, a Kozilek's Return, 3 Mountains. This is about as honest as it gets.
It's an oddly slow and interactive hand here from Elsik.
Hoping to draw a 2-man land, I guess. Gataxian Probe will draw a card. Picked up a Scalding
And also,
Target.
I just don't think this deck is going to mulligan a whole lot.
It can't mulligan well, right? It just can't. What do we have here? Cabal. Ooh. Cabal Therapy is. Boy, that's tough.
That's tough.
Drew through the breach.
See? And no hope of casting it and nothing to do with it. This is. And he's got to make do. Great.
Make do with what I got. See what comes next. A Gataxian Probe, sure. I drew through the breach. Maybe the worst draw on my deck. New card. Delver of Secrets. That one's a good. Here's Volcanic Island. Here's Delver. Let's go back over to Zach. See what this draw step is. Oh, Mountain.
Love it.
Checking for Blackjack. Miss. Another island of the volcanic variety. A Cardman. Oh, that's a probe. I thought it was going to be a ponder that time. I drew a mountain, man. My deck doesn't cough up. It's not coughing up the goods right now. Is that another therapy?
No, I think it's a Deathrite Shaman.
That's right. That's a good.
But
magic
it
card.
could allow him to flashback the therapy if he's feeling so inclined.
It's true. You're in for one.
Harris here flooding out a little bit. I mean, this is not the smoothest hand.
There's Deathrite. Pass the turn back. Let's go over to Elsik with the Blood Moon. He's going to try to resolve one, probably.
With the therapy in the graveyard and that being so likely the card to be named on the next therapy, even if you think this is going to get dazed, when you draw the second one, I think you just got to cast the first one.
I think so, too. Here is Blood Moon. There's the daze to take care of that. It's got to be countered, and it is. We're going to go back over to Alex Harris checking. Do we like what we see? We do not. Sacrifice the fetch land. His draws have not been great. I mean, that therapy was great to start.
Yes.
But past that, things have not really cooperating.
Yeah, I think his hand now is just a bolt and a land.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, that's a possibility here for Elsik next turn to resolve the other Blood Moon. And then through the breach just needs a little bit of help. Not a whole lot, just a little bit.
Any knucklehead. Yeah, Kozilek's Return in hand is pretty good, too.
Yeah.
So we might actually see therapy recast here from the graveyard, flashback style. Let's see what the draw is. Didn't get a great look.
A Delver. I mean, once you're at the point where you have no defense, the problem is, what are you flashing back on with the therapy?
Kozilek's Return.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I'm working with perfect information, right? Like, given that I'm working with perfect info, it's like I'm just going to name Kozilek's Return and like hope my Delvers flip if he drew another one.
Now that's an interesting draw step there from Elsik. He just drew a Chalice of the Void, and if you think it's good, you set that to 1. Now the therapy's locked out, and your Kozilek's Return is pretty safe.
It's true.
Because the Blood Moon locks out a lot of draw steps if it resolves. That's obviously great, but if you have the luxury here of maybe leading with the Chalice, and at that point, you've only got to beat the 1 draw step. And what's he going to draw? Most of the deck is shut off by the Chalice anyway. He can't hit your hand with a discard spell. I suppose he's potentially drawing to something like Force of Will to cover the Kozilek's Return. Yeah, if he's passing here, I imagine we're looking at a Kozilek's Return. I don't mind that play here.
You want to cast it now? I don't want to give another Deathrite activation if I don't have to.
Hey, you want the information on the draw step first?
Yeah, I guess that's true with the Delver. Wow, another miss. Oh, oh, oh. All right, here's K return.
Yeah, I don't know how stoked I am from Harris here of waiting so long on the therapy. Just because he knew this was in hand and it's a challenge. Once this happens, first of all, you don't know what to name with the Cabal therapy because
You don't know any of the cards anymore.
you know about Through the Breach, which doesn't line up. You can get that if you want to, but that seems modest to me. And now you have no information about what the rest of his hand is, and it's hard for you to flashback the therapy.
Yeah. Draw a card here. Another Death Right. Blood Moon not busted right now, but still plenty fine. Yeah, I mean, definitely going to cast it.
I mean, Harris doesn't have a whole lot of non-basics in the graveyard.
Yeah. Here's Brainstorm. That's fine. Can't do anything about it anyway. Bolt. Force. I think he gets one more draw. Unless I looked wrong. Yeah, there's the third one.
So he finds 2 blue cards he can force, and then he has a Death Right in play and 2 bolts he's drawing.
Yep. Could be on the burnout plan then.
Yep.
It's going to be tough.
That's what his hand is, you
Yeah.
know. It's the alternative line is you can just let that go if you think that Force of Will plus 2 bolts is going to be faster than whatever he does. That seems like low odds to me. I think if you find Force in a blue card, you got to fight a little bit here. Although I don't know, your Brainstorm locked, it's rough.
Yeah, being Brainstorm locked here is very tough. All right, pass it back. Beatdowns. You see the graveyard? No. Okay. So we're going to remove that land for Death Right. It's the only land left to remove. Here's Therapy. Good luck.
Well, I suppose he just opens on the Through the Breach he knows about.
Yep.
And now you're kind of forced to. Are you forced to flash back on that Chalice because your hand's just bolts?
But you can't cast anything. I mean, he can cast Young Pyromancer, I guess, if he draws it. But
I don't know. These are all just variations of bad options.
yeah, here's Chalice for 1, which means you got to fire bolts now. Yep. Yep.
All right. Well,
Down to
Harris is drawing very slim, but Elsik still needs to find something.
Yeah, he's got a sneak attack and Through the Breach in hand, does Zach. And he needs some draw steps to be favorable. And down to 7. I mean, he's got a lot of draws that don't do anything, and then he's got game winners, but like the Gristlebrand he just drew.
Yeah, that if this sneak attack resolves, then that might just do it.
6. Harris just drew another bolt. Elsik will draw. Picked up a Lotus Petal. But I can't forget the bolts turned off with the Chalice, so it doesn't actually matter. Yeah, I thought it was actually going to do more than it did. So, in with Gristlebrand. Actually pretty safe to just like hit him for 7, draw 7, and should be fine.
Yeah, because if you find any blocker, you cover the Death Right Shaman on the way back. It's hard to miss that bad.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about the bolt because of the Chalice.
And
So-
also, you got to do something else. Like, you just knocked him to 10 and your hand's nothing.
Sure,
So
sure.
You just got to go looking.
There's land for the turn. City of Traders Mountain. Well, Brent Pino has put his team up a match. Mono Red Aggro up over Marty Vehicles and Dylan Kirkpatrick. Elsik's trying to tie things up, so we might be moving over to Sullano and Bryant here in just a moment. 3 mana. There's a Seething Song. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Four mana? What is this? He's going to kill him, I think. He has a red floating. He's going to deal 2 to him 3 times, I think. Sneak attack. Yes, he's going to kill him with Inferno Titans. Yes. Yes. It's the best. This is the best. 3 to you. 3 more to you. This is the best. Zach Elsik going to win this match here over Alex Harris. Mono red sneak attack going to take care of Grixis Delver. That deck is the best.
Just take some natural draws. Sometimes, though, 7 of them.
I know brainstorms, ponders and probes.
Yeah, just Gristlebrands and lock pieces. That was great.
I love it.
I'm in for all of it. All right, game 3. 3rd match. Going down there in just a moment.
4 it all. 4 it all. Actually, just jump. I was going to say we'd have a message from our sponsors, but no.
We got to go.
We got to get to that match right now. Ooh, boy. Real big fish. And a couple of lands over there for Jason Bryant. For Andrew Sullano, excuse me, he has an Eidolon of the Great Revel, 3 mountains, a Sacred Foundry. Unfortunately, I am sitting next to someone who has played this matchup a lot on Magic Online.
This has the look of a bad spot here for Burn. It depends if he can. He needs to kind of chump block with the Eidolon, but you also might need the Eidolon in play to cover yourself. It's a weird. Never mind. Brian's hand's way too many stubborn denials. Although I suppose if you're keeping the Eidolon in play, it's not the worst.
There's stubborn now. I'll take care of that bolt. This is in response to Eidolon, perhaps? Not sure. Not sure. Eidolon is on the stack. Opting now will Jason Bryant.
Eidolon can be a very weird card in this matchup because sometimes you get ahead and they can't really do very much through it. Sometimes it's just turning on their Death Shadow. Sometimes you want to play this game of leaving it in play for a little while to lock out some of their cards, but eventually you need to chump block something big because you can't afford to have it in play the whole time. 13 to 10, it's unlikely that Sullano here is going to take the hit, go to 8, and keep the Eidolon in play. Not impossible.
But unlikely.
I would not be surprised by a chump block here.
Doing this dance is always really, really tough.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that I am just so uncomfortable with. This matchup is very, very difficult. It's very decision-laden from the Burn side.
Yes.
You know, it's just a strange look. Some of the times the games are straightforward, sure. And some of the time the games are weird. Like right now, Sullano has a Boros Charm and I think a Swift Spear in hand. Actually, 2 Swift Spears and a Boros Charm. So he's kind of trying to set him up for something.
Yeah, it's really close. You can see the problem is that if you don't chump block here, you go to 8, and then the Rift Bolt, Boros Charm, and 2 Swift Spears, you can't cast all of everything. And you probably need to cast everything to get through it. It's not a pretty block. I get it, but I just don't think you can afford to take the hit.
No, 5's so much right now. There's your block. All right. That's bad news. Because getting through that thing's hard. There's Tassiger.
And particularly if he's got a Stubborn Denial left over.
Which I think he does. Here's Rift Bolt coming off suspend. All right, he's down to 7. Inspiring Vantage draw. I think he's got a Stubborn Denial in hand right now. I think you're fine just letting the Rift Bolt resolve.
Yeah, that's low stakes.
Okay. Swift Spear. Swift Spear. You can just have to pass. It's not great, but I think you have to.
Yeah. Doesn't really change anything. If the Boros, oh, that's your window. Here's your window.
You Boros Charm now, right?
Well, you let it resolve because it can influence whether he wanted to keep on top or bottom. But yeah.
You got, and getting him from 7 to 3 is huge.
Right. It opens up a much wider range of draws.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Bryant opted here. If he has a Stubborn Denial in hand, I would have just let this go. Because your one Stubborn Denial might not be good enough against 2 spikes from here. If you are able to line up your Stubborn Denial against a Boros Charm, then it's easy. Inquisition there from Bryant, showing nothing from Sullano. And also the problem now is, even if you have a Stubborn Denial, Sullano's got 2 chump blockers. You might have to fade 2 draw steps now. And it's really the particulars of the life total. You know, if you're at 6 and you can't beat any 2 spells, it's much more of an argument for tapping out. But at 7, going from 7 to 3 is like that is a huge swing.
Yep.
In now the range of cards you have to worry about, how many turns you can afford to give Sullano.
There's, let me think. I'm trying to think if there's any playing around Team or Battle Rage right now, even if it's appropriate to try to.
Well, he's only attacking if he doesn't care about your creatures.
Yeah.
Which I guess he kind of doesn't care about regardless, because any spell that resolves kills you anyway, and the Swift Spear against 1 spell only attacks for 2.
Yep. So attack for 9. I'm trying to figure out if Sullano blocks like Gurmag Angler. It'd be 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 and 4 is 12, so maybe you're supposed to block Angler.
My instinct in spots like this is usually just double chump both. Or just a block in front of each. You might not get another opportunity to block. And Bryant is not making this attack if the Swift Spears mean anything.
Okay.
And you just need to give yourself as many draw steps as possible.
Sure. So this will if you block each one, you potentially get 2 draw steps.
Yeah,
basically.
Right, but what you don't want to do is say no blocks, have to block again next turn, and then Bryant draws Fatal Push, and you never got your opportunity to block.
Yeah, because you went down to 4, and Tasker's lethal then.
Yeah.
Sure.
So unless Sullano's got some oddball card that he can line up with the Swift Spears, but yeah,
Yeah, so this block prevents him from losing the Team or Battle Rage.
This turn?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have just blocked 1 in front of each, which also prevents.
Also true.
Yeah.
So if that's the card he's worried about, he gets, and the Team or Battle Rage is in his hand.
I'm just not a huge fan of, go to 9, the Swift Spear doesn't do anything next turn, and now any removal spell, you just die to the table. You're not even, Team or Battle Rage isn't even part of the equation.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Yeah, I guess, yeah, because he could lose right now to Fatal Push plus Team or Battle Rage.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, yeah, I guess he could play, but.
We could have played around it by just blocking each one.
Right. I think you're just supposed to block each one just because you have to get, all that Swift Spear is going to do is just chump, and you might as well get it over with.
Top deck? What is that?
Goblin Guide, I believe.
I think you're right. There's no way creature's good here, right?
I would be surprised.
Like I would be shocked if a creature's good.
Well, you got to wonder about what hand you're beating too, and it's possible Bryant took the line that he took with just counter spells in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know, this is really close. But look, he didn't remove anything before combat. He let you go to block. You can't beat a counter spell from this point anyway. It's possible his hand's just counter spells. I might let it rip. I might just play guide and go for the kill here. There's a chance it's good.
Yeah, I mean, he could just be sitting on Summoner now or something. There's not a lot of
Negate,
cards he
dispel,
can beat. Yeah.
Right. There's not a whole lot he can beat.
Yeah, so I was curious if he was going to do this, which is just like play his creatures and pass.
I don't know. I think that these are all low odd plays. But the fact that Bryant, if Bryant had a fatal push, maybe he pushes before combat and attacks you.
If he had a push, Andrew would be dead.
Well, it depends if Sullano knows about the Teamer Battle Rage in hand. He may not have that information.
Sure. Here's K command. So 2 to guide. Yeah, now Andrew is dead. So so he had a removal spell, and Jason has Teamer Battle Rage.
Yeah.
So he's just going to attack with, because he dealt 2 to Sullano, I believe. So Sullano should be at 7. TBR is going to finish the game. So Jason Bryant's going to win the match here over Andrew Sullano. 2 games to 1 of the team of Alex Harris, Jason Bryant, and Brent Del Pino. Going to get the job done here with Grixis Delver, Grixis Shadow, and Mono Red Aggro to move on to day number 2 of competition.